Hello, RAs, and welcome to How to Use Engage Like a Boss. So, the university has just switched over from using LU Central to using Engage as a platform for student engagement. So, this tutorial will walk you through how to submit duty notes, how to submit your residential curriculum plan, and how to track attendance. Alrighty, so first you're going to need to go to the website luc.campuslabs.com/engage. And the first thing we're going to be walking through is the home page. So once you get to luc.campuslabs/engage, you're going to need to log in. So once you log in using your UVID, the first page is going to have a number of different things on there, but the thing you're going to need to pay attention to the most is the memberships. So if you scroll down to the area and click on North Side, it's going to take you to the North Side area page. And so there's going to be limited information on here, but the most important thing right now is going to be forms. And so the first form we're going to be looking at is submitting the duty notes form. And so if you click on the submitting duty notes form link, it's going to take you to the Northside duty log. And so the log is going to have the same exact information as it did on LU Central. You're going to need to fill out the information as you typically would. And once you're done filling everything out, you're going to go ahead and click submit. And then on the review submission page, you're going to have to click submit again. The next thing we're going to be talking about is submitting the residential curriculum plan. And so on the same page for the Northside area, there's going to be a link that says Residential Curriculum Plan 2019-2020. For form submissions, you're going to click New Submission. And again, the form is going to contain the same information it did on LU Central. And so you'll fill out the information as necessary. Now, one of the most difficult parts about Engage is creating an event. And so what we're going to do is go ahead and go back to that same Northside area page. And if you scroll down, you'll see all events and you'll see a button for view more events. However, that's not where you add events. What I'm going to need you to do is go ahead and scroll back to the top and click manage organizations. On that page, you will see 3 dashes at the top left of the page. And so once you click that, it's going to give you more access. And so when you see that sidebar pop up, you're going to want to click events. And so the events page is going to take you to the page in which you manage events. As you can see, there's only one event so far on the page. Now to create an event, you'll see the blue button at the top right where it says create event. You're going to want to click that. And so the create event page is going to be pretty self-explanatory. So go ahead and put in all the information that you have, including the event title. You're going to need to put a theme in there, whether it's social, spiritual, or what have you. In the description box, you're going to want to make sure you put all the information the resident is going to need to know about the event, but also everything that I will need to know and that the ARD of the area will need to know. If there aren't any additional organizations or things like that, you can skip that space and then go ahead and input the start date, start time, the end date, and end time. It will also be very helpful to go ahead and put the location of the event. In regards to the event details, it's very important that you put organization members only so that only people who are in the Northside area will see it. We don't want this to be invited on the page for everybody at the university to see, especially if we have very limited resources available, such as food, tickets, or what have you. And then you can go ahead and hit next after you put in the location information. And so on the next page is going to have information on RSVP. And so with the RSVP, you're going to want to say, so with the RSVP, you're going to want to put information that's relevant. So if we only have 30 tickets for the Bulls versus the Mighty Ducks game, you're going to put that information in there. If it's not relevant, you can just leave it to its default setting. Next, you're going to want to go ahead and upload your event cover photo. It can be your flyer, or it can just be a relevant image. Go ahead and preview that photo. And then you're going to want to hit next, and then you're going to be reviewing the event submission and then submitting it. And so once the event is submitted, it's going to be sent back to the RD or ARD of the area for us to approve. And once the event is approved, then it will start to pop up on LU Community or on the Engage site. The next important thing is going to be tracking attendance. You will be tracking attendance at your area choice programs. And so this is a feature that is also a little bit more difficult to find or to navigate. And so we're going to work with what we know so far. So if you go to the Northside area page and go ahead and click Manage Organizations. When you go to Manage Organizations, you're going to go click on the left button with the 3 lines and click on Events. And then instead of creating an event, what you're going to do is click on the event that you already created. So you can see there's a number of different features on here. You can So there's a number of different features on here. You can change the details of your event, you can cancel the event, but right now we're going to focus on tracking attendance. So go ahead and click the track attendance button. And so when you're tracking the attendance, what we're going to do is click on the button at the top right that says Add Attendance. And from here, right now, what we know is that if you click on text entry, you can actually type in the LU emails or the UVID emails into the box. Okay, so in regards to adding attendance, what we know right now is that you can do the text entry. So go ahead and click on text entry. And so you can either add email addresses or you can select card ID number. There's no actual box here, but if you click on the words attendees, it's going to allow you to input information on that field. So go ahead and type the emails of the residents who attend your program, or what you can do is go ahead and write a list of all the residents who've attended your program and then find their emails separately. It's a lot more work on the back end, but until we can figure out how to properly do the swipe ins, this will be the best option so that we can make sure to track all the attendees. And if you find a better way, go ahead and use that, and then you can copy and paste the email attendees and or the card ID numbers there. So once you type in the emails, you can input them on each line. You're going to want to hit the button Add at the bottom. And as you can see, it says your attendance records were successfully updated. So it went from 2 attended to 3 attended. And if you scroll down, you can see all the attendees. And so that's what we know so far about LU community and how to utilize Engage. The more that we get familiar with the platform, we will continue to train so the more we get familiar with the platform, we will continue to train you all on it, and we will continue to play around with the site as we figure out different features of the website.